the abundance teachers of the ages. Now, we're only covering 4 in their current day within the last 50 years teachers here that we're going to cover. But there's been so many great teachers throughout the ages, as we well know, right? So let's cover 4 of them. And you're going to see a lot of things bolded and outlined to allow you to see in different perspectives what we're covering and how it's going to apply to your life, okay? Now, this is Napoleon Hill from Think and Grow Rich. It's in the Mastermind chapter, okay, if you want to reference this. And we're going to go through this just paragraph by paragraph, and you want to take some notes. Probably the things that are bolded. I'll let you know where to take notes, okay? Let's start. When money comes in quantities known as the big money, it flows to the one who accumulates it as easily as water flows downhill. There exists a great unseen stream of power, which may be compared to a river, except that the one side flows in one direction, carrying all who get into that side of the stream onward and upward to wealth, and the other side flows in the opposite direction, carrying all who are unfortunate enough to get into it and not able to extract themselves from it downward to misery and poverty. So let's take a little pause, okay? So that's why the theme of this module is you're going to see a lot of waterfalls and a lot of things, because we want the money to flow just like water does. But I would definitely suggest writing down those bold words. There exists a great unseen stream of power. Okay? All right, let's go on to the next paragraph. Every man who has accumulated a great fortune has recognized the existence of this stream of life. It consists of one's thinking process. The positive emotions of thought form the side of the stream which carries one to fortune. The negative emotions form the side which carries one down to poverty. This carries a thought of stupendous importance to the person who is following this coaching program with the objection of accumulating a fortune. Okay, so bolded words again. Most people will ask me, Sky, I want to raise my potential up and I want to understand that. Your potential comes through your thoughts. That's the only thing it's really that simple, okay? So this unseen stream of power consists of one's thinking process, your thoughts. So I encourage you to write those bolded words under the ones that we already wrote down about the unseen stream of power. Then the blue are indicating where we want to go. The positive emotions of thought form the side of the stream which carries one to fortune. Negative emotions form the side which carries one down to poverty. We're going to cover this. This is the main thing of this entire module, though. It's the feeling. Okay? So make some notes. It's the feeling. Now, I put in brackets there this coaching program. In the book, he says this book. Okay? Just to let you know. So it makes it a little bit more attainable to you, understanding-wise, perspective-wise. Okay? Let's go to the last paragraph. If you are in the side of the stream of power which leads to poverty, this coaching program may serve as an oar by which you may propel yourself over into the other side of the stream. It can serve you only through application and use. Merely reading and passing judgment on it either one way or another, will in no way benefit you. Okay, that's why we stress over and over and over. Make sure you do the worksheets. Make sure you print out the pinups and hang them up. Make sure you're listening to your MP3 audio about the big money flowing into your life every day. Making sure you're listening into Bob every single morning with our Think It Results program. This stuff, this knowledge can only serve you through use. Knowledge isn't power. Organized, applied knowledge is power. Okay, that's the difference there. Now, that quote can go both ways in many perspectives, but I hope that it instills another perspective in you, that it's not just knowledge that provides power, okay? It's organized and applied knowledge that actually changes things. And remember, we went back to that one set, it said like old way and new way. We went through that in our overview. The old way is people just passing, they're viewing the videos, they're listening into the audiobooks on Audible, they're doing these great things about reading all these books. But look at what the quote says, right? Merely reading and passing judgment on them. Passing judgment meaning like, oh, this is great stuff. Oh, I'm having great breakthroughs, okay? It's not going to benefit you in the long run. You'll have mental and spiritual progress, but increasing frustration because things aren't changing physically as fast as you'd like them to be. So the application of all principles must be applied and used in order for things to change. So I hope you got that. Again, just stressing the amount of importance on what we're doing here and applying everything. Okay. Now let's keep going with this. You're going to absolutely love all the rest of the quotes here. Okay. Now this is our teacher, Bob. Everything that's coming into your life, you are attracting into your life. It's what you're thinking. Now, most people will say, well, I wasn't thinking of not having this bill covered, or I wasn't thinking of this stupid thing that came into my life, or even if it was a good thing, you're like, I don't even remember thinking about that thing, right? It's what we're thinking most times that's the thing that's coming into our life. The quotes that say we become what we think about, okay, are so supremely true. That's the element of all life. And also, to describe it a little bit better so you understand what this is, it's what we're thinking most times, a majority of the time, that we're experiencing in life. So that's why just thinking of your goal 5 minutes every day doesn't really do it justice. If you're thinking 95% of the rest of your day, lack and poverty and bad thoughts. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right. Let's go to Abraham Hicks. Maybe you're aware of the Abraham's teachings of Abraham there. It's Esther Hicks. Okay. The basis of everything is vibration, and that the law of attraction responds to those vibrations and, in essence, organizes them, bringing things of like vibrations together while holding those not of like vibrations apart. When you feel poor, only things that feel like poverty can come to you. When you feel prosperous, only things that feel like prosperity can come to you. This law is consistent. Okay, so we've covered a couple of things here, and you can see that the feeling is key, right? So even Bob's quote there, okay, I didn't quote all of the entire quote there, I just wanted that one line from what he was saying, is because the majority of what you're thinking, you're feeling. Right, 90% of the day, if you're thinking great, enormously wonderful thoughts, you're going to be feeling great. If you're thinking 95% of the day all about your lackful situation, that's what you're feeling. Okay? Feeling's the key. I'm going to keep saying it over and over. I'll probably say it 100 times throughout this module. Feeling is the key. Okay? Last one. Neville Goddard, The Power of Awareness. The rich man, poor man, beggar man, or thief are not different minds, but different arrangements of the same mind. Health, wealth, beauty, and genius are not created. They're only manifested by the arrangement of your mind. Now, that's pretty damn good, okay? So if you're in some sort of lack, okay, which, you have 5-10 grand coming in per month, but lots going out, okay? You don't have to try and go get a different mind. You just have to rearrange your consciousness so that you allow the abundance in. Yes, it is all in the invisible. Okay, that's why we had to form, lesson 1 and 2 first with foundations, so that you're having more faith in this process and understanding pretty much all is in the invisible. Okay. Now, yes, we're going to take action and service. It's a complete module that we're covering here. Absolutely, that is so important. That's why your money transformation is built in two levels here. One is your alignment with abundance, and number 2 is your increasing your service. 10xing, 100xing your service, which we're going to cover. So it goes both sides, both thoughts, feelings, and actions, absolutely. But for this module, we're covering the internal side. We're covering the invisible, okay? Let's go to the last paragraph. All transformation begins with an intense, burning desire to be transformed. The first step in the renewing of the mind is desire. You must want to be different before you can begin to change yourself. Then, you must make your future dream a present fact. You do this by assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. If your assumption is persistent and until it becomes your dominant feeling, the attainment of your ideal is inevitable. Okay, so I know it's a little bit different wording, it's a little bit more complex, so I'm just going to break it down real quick. Okay. Then you must make your future dream present fact. What that means is bringing your goal into the present. How do you do it? You assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. What does that mean? You feel as if your goal is done. If you want to earn 100 grand per month, if you want to earn 50 grand per month, we're just talking money here, but if you want that relationship, you want that dream home, you want whatever your burning desire is, okay, to impact the world, to bring your message to millions of people, you have to become the feeling as if it's already here physically first before things change, and that's when things change. When your goal, whatever you would feel if your goal is done, ease and fun and relief and excitement and exhilaration, once you feel that way every day over and over and over until it becomes your dominant feeling, that's when your goal becomes your physical world that you live in, physical experience. Now, I know this is really kind of complex to understand at first if you haven't been involved with Neville Goddard's work a lot. And even if you have, sometimes it's really hard to understand what that means. I'm going to show you visually. Okay, you're going to absolutely love this. So let's go right into the next part here. The basis of money. I'm going to put it into words, then we're going to go into visual. Okay. A form of energy. Money is a form of energy in one form or another. And we are spiritual beings. Now we're going to cover this deeper in lesson 4. Okay. But we're spiritual beings living in a physical body with an intellect, with a thinking mind. Therefore, we are also a form of energy. Okay. So you should have some major breakthroughs as I'm about to go through the next lines. Feeling. This is Napoleon Hill, quoted in Think and Grow Rich Faith chapter. Thoughts which are mixed with any of the feelings of emotions constitute a magnetic force which attracts from the vibrations of the ether other similar or related thoughts. And any thought impulses mixed with any of the positive emotions or any of the negative emotions may reach and influence the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is the chemical laboratory in which all thought impulses are combined and made ready for translation into physical reality. That's damn good. Okay. Now, I broke it up. Those were several lines within the faith chapter, but I put it into a logical sequence so you can see. That's why I put some brackets to kind of piece everything together for you. Okay. So that's pretty important. Lesson 4, we're going to cover a lot more about subconscious, but that's the powerhouse. We need to bring your deep desire into your subconscious. We need to shift our paradigm. That's all subconscious. That's what you're listening into Bob say every single morning in this lesson number 3 here. Okay. 2 other lines. Feeling is our conscious awareness of the vibration we're in. This is the most important line in this entire module. Feeling is our awareness of the vibration we're in. When you're feeling a certain way, that means you are aware of the vibrational state you're in, the frequency. I hope you write that down. And you write it down 1,000 times, even if you've already heard Bob say it before. Feeling is our conscious awareness of the vibration we're in. And this is an Abraham Hicks teaching. Feeling precedes a manifestation, a physical manifestation. A manifestation is bringing from the invisible to the visible. Okay. Feeling precedes manifestation. So basically, feeling is a vibration. It's an energy. Okay. I'm telling you, I encourage you to write that down. So I said, wow, in capital letters. I hope you had a serious breakthrough. To summarize, feeling is what matters. This is the difference. This is why we don't get what we want. Okay, remember that. We don't get what we want. We get what we deeply desire and put our feeling into. That's what we get. So if you are just feeling poor and you're feeling lackful and you're feeling all this way, that's why things haven't been changing. If you feel just ridiculously, always out of it, always low on energy, you label yourself as somebody that's low on energy, living in a space you don't want to live, and that's your dominant story, that's your dominant feeling. Okay. As soon as you change your thinking, as soon as you change your feeling, what does it do? It actually changes your feeling. And when you change your feeling, that's when things change in the physical world. All right.